Hi everyone and welcome back to the free-to-play realm. Today I wanted to talk about something that I think is being overlooked by some players, is the importance of being in a top active alliance on your server. I think that there are a lot of benefits that some of them maybe are being underestimated that are very important, and I'm going to cover them right here. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. So the first obvious benefit is group armadas. We got a lot of different types in the game. We got the grade 4 and grade 5, we got formation, we got the board type 3 armadas, we got a lot of different types, and I'm sure new ones are going to come out in the future. So when you're in an active alliance, there's no problem and there's no struggle when it comes to claiming all the chests and max refine them, max loot them. Because the armadas are flying like crazy, especially during events. You're running yours, they're running theirs. And here's the thing, generally armadas pay out a higher loot the higher level that they are. That just makes sense. Now you may not have strong ships, and this is where being in a strong alliance comes into play. The whales, the big strong players in your alliance, can carry you through it. So all you gotta do is send the highest warp ship that you can and reach the highest armada that you can, and then you're gonna get the starter chest that has the highest loot. Now you're probably not gonna get much of the loot that it drops because the whales are gonna bring a giant monstrosity that's gonna drink up all the loot, but still that starter chest is gonna be a big advantage for you, and it's going to help you grow and claim the maximum loot that you can from the respective chests of each of the armadas. Another very big advantage in being in a top alliance, a pretty obvious one, is access to territory. So when you're in a top alliance, you're probably going to have 5 different territories, the maximum number that you can hold, including one of the 6 tier 3 territories. Now, owning a territory gives you a bunch of benefits. One of them is access to all the different types of isogen, 1, 2, and 3, so you can refine all 3 of them and then go into the territory research tree and enjoy the benefits there. There are a lot of good researches there, including efficiency ones. And you know I'm a big fan of that one. We also have the battle pass, the territory battle pass that happens about every 3 months. That gives you a lot of rewards. So when you own a territory, you can actually complete the weekly event to score the points and advance in that battle pass. Another big advantage is the Alliance Starbase. Now I know the feature itself is horrible. It was pretty much dead on arrival. But we cannot deny the awesomeness of the research tree, the Starbase research tree. That gives you more efficiency researches, as well as a very important one, which we talked about earlier, the Armada loot. This increases your Armada loot for all types, epic, rare, and uncommon. If you're in a top alliance, then your Starbase is probably maxed by now, or very close to being maxed, which means your entire Alliance Starbase research tree can be maxed for your level. And if you're in the op 60 range, you can just finish that tree altogether. Another very big advantage of being in a top alliance is the alliance tournaments. So right now we don't have one running, but when we do have one, which is about once a month or so, if you're in a top alliance, you're probably in a master league, which yields a lot of points in the Emerald Chain tree, their Emerald Chain event. So the Emerald Chain research is actually very valuable. You have a lot of good ones there. You got max cargo, you got warp speed, officer stats. There are so many of them to even count. But if you're in a small alliance, you're probably not going to have access to all of that. And that's a very big miss. And those are pretty easy to complete. I know some people complain about them, but they're not that hard once you figure out the whole system. I'm probably going to make a video about that later down the line. But whenever the event does come out, I recommend focusing on completing 3 daily tournament missions every day during the 5 days. Get as much loot as you can, which will give you access to great rewards that usually are hiding behind a paywall. And this is a great way for a free-to-play to actually get all of those. Another big advantage, which I know some of you are not a big fan of, is arenas, PvP arenas. Yes, I said it. Yes, I know some of you really hate it, but I actually like it. I enjoy getting a team of 3 people and porting into another zone and fighting another team of 3 and outsmarting the opponent and fighting them. And here's the thing, you don't need to have the best ships. You don't need to be like high levels and the best officers. And there's so many strategies that you can outmaneuver and outplay the opponent. And that's pissing people off. I get it. But we can't deny the important rewards that you get when you're in a PvP arena. So if you run enough arenas that you get the maximum loot, this game is just going to take forever to load. But anyway, whenever it does load, there we go. When you get enough loot on a weekly basis, then you can max refine this chest right here, and that gives you enough reputation and common Terran credits and uncommon Terran credits that you can then buy things in the store. So you'll have PvP officers, which right now I'm ignoring. But a very important one are these, the premium mirror dust. Those, right now I'm almost at platinum 3, so then I can get access to the third one. Right now I'm just getting the first two. But that just progresses that tree, which has a lot of efficiency researches and hull health and so many good ones that, I mean, that's the only way to really, as a free-to-play, to source them is through PvP arenas. Now, here's the thing. I don't want you to suffer. So if you really hate that feature, don't play. Don't do it. But I think it can actually be fun. If we keep going here, we see we have the speed up. No, okay. I gotta talk about the speed ups. Sigma speed ups. The biggest bottleneck that a G6 free-to-play has is Sigma speed ups. Now look at this. Goodness gracious. 1 day or 3 day. This is equivalent to 1.5 million Latinum up to 4.5 million Latinum for a free-to-play. This is not a joke. This is just really good. If you're a free-to-play, you gotta focus on this. And other favors, 2 favors that I focus on. You have the Syndicate one right there, and you also have the Forbidden Technology right here. So what these 2 favors do, the Syndicate favor, what it does, it increases the number of Syndicate XP that you get per day, which we need a lot of to keep progressing in the Syndicate tree. And the Forbidden Technology one gives you an additional claim of Forbidden Technology currencies that you can use to upgrade your Forbidden Technology items. The next advantage I want to talk about is just the general daily Alliance events. We have the SMS and the Alliance leaderboards. We get those every arc, and even between arcs, we get almost every day. We get Alliance-based events. When you're in a top Alliance, you're going to complete all the SMS events, and you're probably going to place really high, first, second, or third in all the other leaderboard events. These pay out a lot of materials and a lot of exclusive currencies for the newest loops and premium dust and a lot of different things that are very helpful for you. Now, if you add those up over the course of a month or a year, that is equivalent to several packs that you're getting for free just by being in the top Alliance and participating in these events. Now, a lot of these events you can contribute even if you're not a high level, even if you don't have strong ships. You have ones that are grinding based or mining based. And the rewards are just going to add up very quickly. That's really going to help you with your progression. Now, last advantage, and certainly not least, is wave defense. When you're in a top Alliance, you probably have a lot of active members, and you can run waves with them. It's much easier to coordinate and communicate in Alliance chat. Now, the benefits of running waves, I did talk about it in my video when it comes to faction reputation and faction credits. You get access to the Section 31 store and all the goodies in there. So I think these advantages are also very good for you, whether you're free to play or a spender. You just get more of these currencies. As you can see, there are a lot of benefits in being in a top Alliance, and it makes your overall gameplay a lot easier. Now, I think the biggest issue for people is, let's say you're in a medium-sized Alliance and you've been there for a long time and you have a lot of good players, you know, friendships that you built over time. It's not that easy to leave. Like, you don't want to just dump them and go and move to one of the big ones. But I think really what you want to ask yourself is, what are your game goals are, and stay true to them. And your true friends will understand. Some people will be hateful and like, oh, why are you dumping us? But you don't have to cut ties with them. You can still be in good relationships with them, just moving on to an alliance that is more supportive to your competitive play. So I don't think there are right or wrong answers on which alliance to be in. I just wanted to point out the big benefits in being in a top one. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. I want to wish you all happy holidays, whatever you're celebrating. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please like and subscribe. Reach out to me either in the comments below or on Discord, and I'll see you guys on the next video.